And we're live. Good evening, everybody. Chantel and Shay here. Welcome to another, hopefully informative Thirsty Thursdays. It's been a week. Y'all know I've been back to Disney now. I'm back in the mix of it all. I'm back to working my job. Back to hosting bingo at the Parliament House. Soon, hopefully, be back at Savoy. Everybody's making steps to get to where they need to get to. So excited. Um, but I've had a great evening. I came home. I did some laundry, made some nice food, and now I'm having a delicious, delicious glass of wine. Hello, Erica Roberts. So glad to see. Look, you are chiming right in quick. I love it. Yeah, it's been an eventful week, hasn't it? Especially on social media, and you're seeing people get into their opinions, and clearly I'm one of them because here I am Thirsty Thursdays. Um, I want to throw this out there. I don't always do Thirsty Thursdays. Some weeks are blessed; they go by, and I usually do Thirsty Thursdays when I see people arguing over the wrong thing, or I think they need to see something in a different viewpoint, or I've been in need of correcting a situation. Um, oh, Daniel, thank you. So flattering. Um, that's when I do Thursdays, and I like to kind of just yeah, there's my stepdaughter. Hi, Veronica. Um, yeah, and I still like to keep things light because the truth is we're all still going through it. Even though I've gotten back to work and I have some stability, I still worry about everybody else. Oh, there's Ginger. Ginger's chiming in. Um, but this has been an interesting text, Mikey. Oh, this has been an interesting time for all of us because not only are we challenging Jack from Chicago. Oh, Jack never got us. That ain't happening. Shannon, hi girl. Oh, y'all give me so much love so quick, and you haven't even heard me start to complain yet. Um, it's coming. Um, yeah. So we see all these things, and now the big scandal, the big complaint, the big debate on Facebook. Well, it's still the theme park shouldn't be opening. Florida numbers are spiking. Kids shouldn't be going back to school. It's too dangerous. And I want to start off with that. I want to start off with Mickey, hello, sweetie. Um, I want to start out with the people who. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. My nose itches. Allergies. Trust. I can't afford it to be something else. And meaning I can't afford the product that would make it itch. That would make you go, that part. No. Because when I told some people I was going back to Disney, that's the first thing he told me. No, they shouldn't be opening. Our numbers are spiking. It's only going to cause a problem. When I hear about kids going back to school, the first thing I hear is, "Oh, it's too dangerous. They're putting the kids in jeopardy. They're putting everybody's lives at stake." I understand the angst over it. I understand the concern and the worry. To every one of those people out there that are saying this, I kind of want to ask the question: what about the plan that you're worried about? Oh, hi, Jeffrey. Um, what about the plan are you worried about? And oddly enough, I haven't come across one person that I asked that question to, and they can tell me what the plan is. They say, "Oh, it just shouldn't be opening." Um, I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with people thinking we shouldn't be sending kids back to school. I don't have a problem with people thinking we should be opening the theme parks. If we were talking about opening them in the same fashion that we closed them, when it was all about the most bang for your buck, the most numbers in the door, how can we pack a bunch of people? Absolutely, I could stand by all y'all and that concern. Let me let me tell you some things I've heard that, and because here's the difference. Am I concerned about things? Absolutely. But unlike the hype I see, I ask questions. I do a little research. There's one school that's opening, um, and their plan is actually quite intriguing. And usually the teachers would sit up in one room and then the kids would go from room to room to room. No, they have flipped the table on that one. So that school that's going to be reopening, what they're doing is the kids, all the temperature checks, all the sanitation, everything is there. But the kids go to one room, one desk. They have their space. The teachers, oh, and they have their masks and all that. The teachers are required to travel from room to room. They have to wear a mask. They have to wear a shield. They have to be in their space. It's a little different thought when you all of a sudden hear that that's one of the plans. And that's not the whole plan. That's the pieces of the plan. And, how many of you knew that? And that was one school. How many of you knew that that was that one school's plan or heard anything that sounded remote? This is my point. And there are people, I'm going to say right now, there are people that are going to say, it doesn't matter. I believe this. You can't tell me otherwise. Those people, you've been saying that all your life about things because you don't want to even consider something else. And you are just going to drill it into everybody's head because you are so scared you're not listening. When we don't listen, we don't progress and we don't make things right. So if you're one of those people, this is just falling on deaf ears. Go ahead and just leave Thirsty Thursdays because you ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say next. Now let's talk about the theme parks because the images you see, and someone snapped a picture of the cast members during the preview rushing the Diamond Mine. A picture is not video. What they did not do is show the videotape of the cast members flying in saying, we told you 6 feet apart, you can't do this, and spread them out. Because anybody who works in a bar knows that bars have been going through hell trying to enforce because people sit there and tell you no. I sat there working Savoy, temperature checking, telling people 6 feet apart. People didn't want to get temperature checked. They bit back at me. They said, oh, I'm entitled. Newsflash, people. These are private businesses, not government properties. You're not entitled at a private business. That whole we reserve the right to refuse service is because it's a private business. If you don't want to do the right thing, yeah, you're going to get kicked out and need to because your rights are not going to infringe upon my safety and my health. And quite honestly, I hosted bingo yesterday at the Parliament House because we are a resort. We are a restaurant, and everybody had to order food. And I tell you, our bartender, Tish, every time I order a drink, she said, did you order food? Oh, we're going to. She goes, you order food, and then you let me know. Or I can put the order in for you and then give you your drink. Child, those people were eating their burgers, their fries, the nachos looked delicious. And they're playing bingo. Now, I personally made sure every table was spread out. I had on my face shield, not a mask. The whole baby, I was a stormtrooper that you could see through cellophane. You could not get to me. I refused to hug people last night. I was doing my social distancing. And we together, Tish and I made sure that we were following every single guideline. And fortunately, the people that come to bingo were very respectful of that and appreciative of it. And understood that we cannot have fun the way we used to, but we can still have fun if we do things right. So take that into account. Now let's talk about the theme parks, the people that sit there and say, oh, theme parks shouldn't be open. Let me tell you what they're doing at Disney specifically, because they know human nature. They understand there are people that are going to go, well, those rules apply to everybody but me. So I don't have to worry about it. And if they're used to complaining and getting things free, that's still been so Disney, but that's also in the past. First thing that they have done at Disney, no trams. You're going to have to hoof it from your car to the theme park or to the monorail, depending on where you're going. Let's talk about your car. Did you know that the toll plazas to get into the parking lot will open an hour before the park opens? So all those people that like to get there an hour before or 2 hours before and get it front so they can rush the Pandora so they can ride those rides. Oh, that's not happening. Oh, did we also mention you cannot buy tickets at the ticket booth? Why? Because they need to record and control the numbers of people in the park. Did you know you have to go ahead and book the day you want to go to the park ahead of time? And once those bookings are gone, they're gone. You can't just show up day of. Did you know that once they do open the toll plazas, they take control of how fast those cars go through? They're not pumping them through, they're timing them through. Did you know that when they park the cars, it's every other row, all the way down? So as you get out of your car, there's another lane open, so you have space between you and the person getting out of the next car. Did you know that if one person in a party does not pass a temperature check, the entire party is denied coming in? No ands, ifs, or buts. There is a cooling down tent just in case you want to say, oh, I was so hot walking through from my car to the tent because you don't have the trams going. You get a second chance. 2 chances, you're out. Did you know any of that? Did you know you have to wear your mask? Do you know that Disney has created spaces that if you can't wear your mask all day for whatever health reasons, and honestly, if you have health reasons you can't wear a mask, you shouldn't be out in Florida anyway, COVID or not, keep your butt at home and be safe. Did you know that there are spaces at Disney in every park where if you need to take your mask off, you can, but you still have to maintain social distancing. And it's usually the big theaters. I don't know if it's Fantasmic, but a theater like that, a space like that, where you can go in, sit, good time to have lunch. You can do mobile ordering, so you have no contact. You already paid. You walk up, you pick up your lunch, you go and take it to that area, take off your mask, enjoy your food. Did you know that rumor that says as long as you have a drink in your hand, you don't have to wear a mask? It's a lie. If you're not actively drinking or eating, the mask has to be on. Doing this does not mean this does not have to exist. You have to be doing this. Still delicious. Did you know any of that? So hang on, I'm going to read this. Don't we think it's rather irresponsible to open the parks, but the corporate offices are closed? I don't think it's irresponsible, because here's a truth to the business side of it. Good question. I want to put that one up, because I am not afraid of a question. I'm not. Corporate offices are closed for 2 reasons. One, many of the people are working remotely. Our scheduling staff is working remotely. Anybody who is working, and I'm sure this is all of the businesses. I'm sure there's all of it, but anybody that can work from home, they are having work from home. Why? Because it's safer. Safer for the cast member, safer for the team member if you're Universal, safer for everybody. That way they can still get a paycheck and make their money to feed their kids, feed their, pay their insurance, all that fun stuff. So no, I don't think it's irresponsible. Also, let's keep one other thing real. The companies are having to cut corners somewhere. And what if your office is responsible for a division that's not open yet? There's a lot of jobs still not back. If you even just read on, this is information that you can get online. You're looking at out of the workforce coming back. Not everybody came back. I have friends who still haven't been called back. I got back because I'm old and I've been there for forever. And even then, my role has changed. But the steps I have to go through every morning, the expectations of what I go through every morning, and I can't go through all of them because it could be proprietary information. I can speak on what it is from a guest experience because it's what you're going to experience in the park. Like Universal, Disney has gone through all their attractions and put down the 6-foot markers throughout the ride. Right, so people can have that tool to help them practice their social distancing. My point being, a lot of people want to say, that we shouldn't be open. Yes, and Shannon, yes, and here's the thing, there's always going to be one-offs. I like this comment. Yeah, and we got to be careful about that. We do have to be careful. We manage ourselves. Everybody has an an offshoot story, an offshoot concern. Um, I live by myself. There is no family I'm taking care of. There's no one I have to worry about. I'm still maintaining these steps for safety for myself. I don't want to get it. I don't get sick, and I still want to make a paycheck. I still want to spread the park. If we're going to have one fourth of the world, it doesn't seem responsible. Good, come on, Ronald, come on and challenge me. With Florida currently having one fourth of the world's cases, it doesn't seem responsible. Ronald, I'm going to take this one step further. Um, where are those cases? I want you to tell me where those cases are. I want you to tell me, are they Central Florida? I mean, everybody has them. Florida is the hotbed. But where's our epicenter? Is it Tallahassee? Is it Central Florida? Is it South Florida? Those are three different regions that are spread apart. One. Two, remember as we went through this and started this, we were lowering the curve and there were businesses still open. There was Walmart still open, where we still, even just now, they announced that they're going to require guests to wear masks. We still had Home Depot. We still have Publix. We said there were businesses open everywhere that weren't requiring masks or weren't enforcing masks. They put those one-way directions on Publix. There are people still looking to, oh, whatever, and still will do their thing. And that's been happening. Yes, Miami-Dade County, good for you for knowing that. That's where it is. And they are still suffering from their choices. And let's look at what's going on down there. It's the parties, it's the bars, and I hate to say it's the college kids and the people who think they're immune to it. Uh, Ronald, you are not the only one that's lost people, and to tell you the truth and to shame the devil, I lost someone last week. Before I went out on one of my responsibilities at work, I found out 5 minutes before I went out. And that's the fifth person I know. I'm sorry that you know 4 more, but I also know what a couple of them had been doing with their lives. I lost them because they refused social distancing. I've had a couple of friends that I know came down with it who were bragging about hooking up and going to parties. And then all of a sudden, it reared its ugly head. So no, I don't think the opening of the park is the challenge. Also, we're still looking at. I want everybody to also think about our protests. Those protests, you could not tell me there was social distancing. There never was social distancing. Masks, uh, masks are not the ultimate block. And again, mask qualities are different too. Masks can just be a bandana is better than nothing, but you do the mask and you make sure you have your distancing. And that's what you can get at Disney. That's what I experienced at Universal. I can't tell you I've experienced that at Home Depot. I can't tell you I experienced that at Publix. I can't tell you I experienced that at Walgreens. I try to do my best, but I can't tell you that. And if you can tell me that, then I need to know where you're shopping. For Walmart to finally sit there and announce you have to wear a mask to come in the store. You see the Karens online saying they refuse to. You see the people saying it's my right, you can't do this, blah, 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 blah. We still see it. That's the problem, not the opening of a theme park. Um, it's a scary time, but we're attacking the wrong element. And when I tell you, I've been working now, and our numbers are not. It's not the crowds. It's not what you think. Even to sit there and see our fabulous friends. One of my friends was talking about. He saw on YouTube or Facebook somewhere here when Magic Kingdom opened, and the princesses coming on the train. Even on the train, they're socially distant. Every other Every other attraction, every other appearance, they make sure the distance is there. Restaurants are putting up the plexiglasses um, between tables for the protection. The truth is, no one wants to go back to hibernation. That's not healthy. Um, we're giving people healthy opportunity. And the thing about the theme parks is they have the manpower and the motivation to force people to do the right thing, or they're going to get kicked out. And I can tell you, they're going to do it and have done it. And that's why I feel so comfortable going to work every day. That's why I feel so comfortable with the tools they've given me. And I'm surprised my hands aren't dried out from hand sanitizer. They've given me my safe space. They've given me my safety tools. They've given me my safety education. And they're giving people an opportunity to have some joy in this very dark time. I wish other businesses can do that. We've seen what's happened in the bars. We've seen they got shut down a second time. South Florida is a complete mess. And because they're part of Florida, we all get caught up in the fear. My whole point of this is simply this. Have good education. I need to read this. I think what this pandemic has is the vast inequality. Continue to stay safe. Okay. But more for yourself. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Ronald. But you know, Ronald, I want you to appreciate one other thing. Notice how in this chat, in me speaking my truth, we were able to talk about it. You were able to express a concern. I was able to give you a viewpoint. And we don't necessarily have to agree. And clearly we're all still going to be on edge. But if this was a sort of dialogue and we didn't get politics or anything involved, or people were getting hype involved, our numbers would be a lot lower. If more people would share how they got the COVID, instead of just saying that, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and I know they did. If you heard more of those stories, you'd be like, oh, maybe there's some truth to it. That's what we're doing wrong. Will content from being in the park. Ronald, first of all, I really don't think after what I see at Disney, you would contract it from the park. Same thing for Universal. From what I've seen, with as many people running around cleaning, and I saw Universal, how they have, I'm going to speak more of Universal, what I experienced as a guest, just to make sure I don't step on some proprietary information for Disney. But when I see Universal, I've never seen them close down a bathroom in the middle of the day to clean it. And I saw that constantly. I saw a person going as far as they had team members standing at the end of the moving walkway with a disinfectant rag on that moving handrest to keep it constantly clean. I've seen more cleaning everywhere. That I don't think it's going to be contracted there. I think I mentioned this in the last Thursdays I did, about how Publix came under fire because all of a sudden their employees were testing positive for COVID. Well, here's the truth. Publix has a very regimented testing every week of their employees. So it wasn't employees catching it there. It was employees out doing other things that were then bringing it to work. To tell the truth, I had a friend tonight said he didn't want to get tested because he didn't want to know if he had it, because if he knows he has it, well, then they might send him home from work. And we got into a real talk about that, because that's dangerous. I mean, and after we talked, he understood. But I said, you might be able to turn around and play naive, but what if you make a mistake and bring it home to your mother? Light bulb goes off. Is Disney providing me with testing? I'll say it this way. I have my insurance that I pay for, my health insurance, my insurance policy, and my insurance I have with Cigna. Cigna says testing is now included. So check your insurance policies. I'm sure there's many insurance companies that are providing the testing. And just like a lot of other, no, I don't want to say that. Well, I was going to say, just like HIV testing, it's now becoming a public service from a lot of healthcare providers. And if you cannot find a place to get tested, then you're not making the effort. what you sign up, you make the effort, you go get tested. There's at home kits now that you can have done, sent in. There are opportunities. I found if you have a few dollars, I found an online site that you can go to Quest, get it done for $100 and some, and they'll test for antibodies too. So there's for profit, there's for charity. There are options out there. Personal responsibility. But as far as, yeah, I gotta be very careful how I speak because I don't want to speak proprietary information. But I will tell you, Disney is, to me, like I said, I can't tell you a single person at Disney that I've seen without a mask on. Um, yeah, I guest wise and everything. So just please keep that in mind that if you have a strong concern, ask the questions. Don't just jump into it. Don't just all of a sudden say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other. Oh, good Lord, this is some thirsty talk, isn't it? Mm. Yes, Hubert, I just read your comment. Yeah, it's just requirements, and companies are getting more serious, and they need to because, unfortunately, we all know people that won't follow the rules, no matter what the rules are, even if it's in their best interest, they still won't. Oh, come on, Mickey. Now, Ronald and everybody else listening, wanting to know about testing, here you go. If you're underinsured, this company will send you a free at-home test with instructions on how to send it back for results. It's been tried, tested, simple, and there, I'm going to leave that up for a while. If anybody needs that website, there you go. Another opportunity. Are you going to educate yourself? Are you going to take the chance? Is that going to be safer for you? And you know what? Sometimes you're afraid of a stigma. And you want to get tested, but you want people to know. Well, okay, then do that. There's your opportunity. We're in this together. We're going to have these concerns. But at the same time, we have to be able to breathe. We have to be able to go out. We have to be able to ride a bike. We have to enjoy nature. We have to have some sense or normalcy. Otherwise, we are going to have Stockholm syndrome with somebody that we don't. Bad analogy. But yeah. Now I think it's the safest time to go. So let's go. Or stay home if you need to. Just know that there are many companies out there that are doing their best. Educators are doing their best. Everybody's doing their best. Veronica's done it too. Come on, Lady of Savoy. So just be part of the cure, not part of the problem. Be part of the voice, not part of the rage. And we will make it through this stronger and better. And we're going to get there. Well, so that wasn't what I thought was going to be the meaty part of this conversation tonight. But let's talk about the meaty part of this conversation. For those of you who stuck around all this time, let me tell you about something that happened this week. So, y'all know, and this is the one I've been wrestling whether I'm going to drop a name or not. I'm still debating, but I'm going to tell you the story. So, y'all know, I host Bingo at the Problem House. And this is the week, because the restaurant was open, they have their edict, because they're a resort, they serve food, you can serve alcohol. Got the call, said, can you come back and host Bingo? We're ready. I said, absolutely. I was there with my face shield. I had on a lovely love jumpsuit. I had my social distancing. Everything was great. But in preparation of it, I had to let people know that there were new rules. And it's a shame I have to let people know new rules, but I have to let you know there's new rules. So that means I have to go on Facebook. And I posted a day early, and I pulled a former ad that had been created for Bingo by someone who no longer works there. Yeah, I already see where the problem's going to go. I thought nothing of it. I'm multitasking. I'm saying, ooh, throw that picture up there so they see it's a Bingo. Explain everything going on. Hit enter. Boom. How simple should that be? Well, about a half hour later, the person who, I'm not going to say the name. If you want to know, just DM me and I'll let you know who it was. But the person who made the ad put two, and you know how I do my Thirsty Thursday blocks, so big, bold, and you can see it. So you would see, he did two ads. One had something about hashtag mothers, and he's called me mother. He's not my child. He's called me mother. And I sometimes think it's in reference to my age. Rude. But with this skin, I'm not mad at my age. And then the next one was talking about how disrespectful I was for using an ad that he created that he no longer works at the bar, and how dare I don't give him credit for it. Let me tell you a couple of things about that. I've been the show choreographer at the Parliament House since 2000. I have created many pieces for that bar. When the day comes that I am no longer the show choreographer, I do not expect them to stop using my work. Why? Because that work was created under a paycheck that I got paid for. I got paid for it. That's their virtual asset, no longer mine. That part. Two, you sat there and made a rude comment about me and my character. Now, of course, so what do I do in my fashion? Well, clearly, I do not mince words. I do not hold back. And I take responsibility when I've done something that may offend somebody or may have shed a bad light. I'm not afraid to own my mistakes. I'm not afraid to say, yes, it's me. So what did I do? I went right under that post. I said, I am sorry. The action has been corrected. I did not mean to offend. However, next time you have issue with what I do, you send me a message and do that. Don't put me on blast on Facebook in a vague post. Not going to tolerate it. Okay, so now I've done that. And I changed the picture to an ad that I made. And I thought, okay, great. Well, now, of course, what happens a little bit later, this person with very little backbone deletes my comment and then says, I deleted your comment because it wasn't in reference to you. It was in reference to somebody else. And the mother comment was reference to my mother who X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And I sat there and looked at it and went, little boy, your timing is a little off. Because you did it right after. I've worked with him long enough. This is not the first time at the rodeo with him. If God is kind, it will be the last, but the devil is alive, and I know it won't be. I'm sure this will get back to him. But that's okay, because I said you could have easily underneath your post said, commented on mine, said, Chantel, this is not about you. Dale, I love you. Will, I see your first name. Will, you actually liked his post. And I don't think you saw my comment because he deleted it too quick. Will, you were quick to put a little heart on his post. I'll DM you on which little did that. Didn't want Facebook to get mad at me for profanity. So anyway, I told him, you could have gone under my post and said all the things you just said to me and exonerated me from your post. That's not what you did. So now I'm still getting messages from people going, did you see what he posted about you? And I said, you need to go through and fix this. He did not. I gave him a little time. I said, I'm going to tell you now, go through, stop this, fix this, or I will. So ladies and gentlemen, I am right here now apologizing for using an old ad that was created for bingo, because I still believe I may have offended the original author, who instead of saying on Facebook, this was not about Chantal Richey, I am so sorry that it happened to her. She is a gem, she is a light, she is a pillar of our community. She's gorgeous, as she is generous and kind. He said none of that. So I guess I'll just have to say it for myself. Okay. Oh, Barbara Seville, I love you. Oh, there's Mr. Freckles Hunter, love you too. Um, yeah, I just don't have time for that. I don't have. If you're gonna vague book, be prepared for people to call you out on it. If it has my name attached, I will rip it off and I'll rip skin off of you doing it. Because baby, the one thing I will never compromise on is my name and my integrity. I guess that's two things. Now they go together. Because the truth is, that's all we have at the end of the day. And I don't like to be messy. I don't want to play games. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't like to be deceptive. Because I've had that happen for me way too long in this business. I still have it happen to me. And it hurts. So little boy, if you're watching under one of your fake Facebook profiles or one of your friends' Facebook profiles, you've heard me. Correct yourself. And if this is too hot for you, block me like you block everybody else. And that will be the one thing I need to see. And trust me, you're not the only one that can make a fake profile to keep tabs on me. Yeah. And you're not the only one with spies everywhere. All right, y'all. That's it for me. You got the juice. You got the grease. You heard my opinions. This has been far longer than I thought it was going to be. My wine is already gone. Well, not quite. But do keep in mind there are still several things going on. If you are still on quarantine, if you're still sticking it out at home, God bless you. Pat DeBear has now digital game night every Monday and Wednesday. You can watch and win fabulous prizes. You have Addison Taylor's Dirty Trivia, and actually it's going on now, 7 to 9. You can go catch that. Ladies and Savoy, we're going to try to give you another virtual show on the 21st. Look out for that. If you are out and about today, there's been a great marriage up with Savoy and Pom Poms, and so they're going to be serving food and beverages. The only way you can drink on property now is if it's with food. So go get you some food and get you a beverage and go and support not only Pom Pom, but Savoy nightclub, more importantly. There are 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Masks are required. Temperature checks are required. Don't push the rules. And if you can't handle that, go to a McDonald's drive-thru and get you a burger and then just go home and drink your Total Wine. But if you want to be out and about with people, please make these adjustments. I am going to be at the Parliament House next Wednesday for another rendition of no longer Bingo and Tug, baby. It's burgers, beer, and bingo. Because you have to order a burger or something, bourbon or beer or something, and then bingo is still free. When are you going to do MGA? James? As soon as they have it. We ended on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I'm going to try not to be so long-winded next week. Hopefully I won't have anything to really complain about. Keep safe, keep healthy, wear your mask, sanitize your hands, buy a face shield, stay 6 feet apart from everybody you don't like. Give air hugs to the people you do love. Facebook, let's not fight each other. And let's not fight each other with bad information. Let's just hear each other. And in this new normal, we're going to get through it. On that note, I am Chantel Richey. Wish you all to always have what? A gay day. I will speak to you again very soon.